Virgo, put the phone down. I mean it. Let it rest face down on the table. Let the screen go dark. Let the notifications wait, because what is traveling toward you right now is not a text, it is not a call, it is not a like, a share, a comment, or any of the digital ghosts that pass for connection in this exhausted world. What is traveling toward you is a decision, a massive one, a tectonic one. The kind of decision that does not knock politely on the door of your life. It kicks the door off its hinges. It rearranges the furniture. It changes the weather inside your chest. And Virgo, I need you to be sitting down when it lands. I need you to be breathing. I need you to be ready, because someone, somewhere, in the quiet of their own soul, in the dark of their own bedroom, in the silence of a moment when the noise finally stopped long enough for the truth to scream, has made a huge decision about you. They have decided that you are their priority, not their option, not their backup plan, not their weekend entertainment, their Tuesday distraction, their late night conversation when the person they really want is not available. Their priority, the priority, the North Star by which every other choice gets measured, the fixed point around which their entire existence is about to start rotating. And they did not make this decision lightly. They did not make it quickly. They did not make it in a fit of passion that will cool by morning. They made it slowly, painfully, deliberately. They made it like a general makes the decision to move the capital, like a surgeon makes the decision to cut, like an architect makes the decision to tear down the old structure because the foundation was rotten and only one wall was worth saving. And you, Virgo, are the wall. You are the foundation of whatever they build next, and everything else is rubble. I want you to understand the weight of what has just happened, because you are still acting like you are waiting. You are still checking your phone. You are still rereading old conversations, searching for signs, wondering if you imagined the connection, if you overstated the chemistry, if you are one of many in a rotation you cannot see. You are still protecting yourself with the assumption that you are not that important to them, that their silence means indifference, that their busyness means you are low on the list, that their hesitation means you are temporary. And I am here to burn those assumptions to ash. I am here to tell you that while you have been bracing for disappointment, they have been conducting a full-scale audit of their life. They have been looking at every relationship, every obligation, every habit, every commitment, every single thing that demands their time, their energy, their attention, their loyalty, and they have been asking one brutal question: does this matter as much as Virgo? And the answer, when it finally came, did not come as a whisper. It came as a landslide. It came as an avalanche that buried every competing priority under the undeniable weight of your name. They have made the decision. It is done. The paperwork is signed in their heart. The announcement has already been made to the only committee that matters, the one inside their rib cage. And now the execution of that decision is in motion. It is unstoppable. It is irreversible. And it is heading directly for you. Let me tell you how this happened, because I can see the entire sequence like a film playing backwards from the moment of decision to the first spark. It started with a realization, not a romantic one, not the kind that comes with violins and sunsets, a cold, hard, adult realization that landed in the center of their chest like a stone dropped from a great height. They were living their life, going through the motions, performing the rituals of adulthood. The job, the friends, the hobbies, the distractions, the obligations that filled the calendar but emptied the soul. And they were fine. They told themselves they were fine. They had built a life that looked respectable from the outside, a life that checked boxes, a life that impressed people at dinner parties. But one night, in the space between turning off the light and actually falling asleep, in that vulnerable corridor where the masks slip and the truth speaks, they felt it. The absence, not a general loneliness, not a vague wish for company, a specific, sharp, cellular hunger for one specific person. You. They thought about their day and realized that the only moment that had felt real was a 2-minute interaction with you, or a memory of you, or a text from you, or simply the knowledge that you existed in the world and that the world was therefore better than it had any right to be. And the contrast between that moment and everything else in their life was so violent that it woke them up. It physically jolted them upright in bed. They sat there in the dark, heart pounding, and understood with perfect clarity that they had been organizing their life around the wrong center. They had been treating you like a satellite, a beautiful, bright, occasional satellite that orbited their world when you were allowed to, but you were never the satellite. You were the sun. And they had been freezing in the dark, orbiting their own ego, their own fear, their own comfortable routines, while the only source of warmth they had ever known was spinning just out of reach. And in that moment, Virgo, in that brutal, beautiful, terrifying moment of truth, they decided to stop orbiting. They decided to move the entire solar system. They decided to make you the center. Not because you asked, not because you demanded it, but because the physics of their own heart left them no other choice. And the decision was huge. I need you to understand that this was not a decision to text you more often. This was not a decision to plan a nice date or to remember your birthday or to finally define the relationship in a way that sounds good at brunch. This was a structural decision, a foundational decision, a decision to re-architect their entire existence so that every beam, every load-bearing wall, every electrical wire of their life leads back to you. They have already started the demolition. They have already looked at the parts of their life that cannot coexist with your priority status. And they have already swung the wrecking ball. Maybe it is a job that requires them to be somewhere else, and they have decided to transfer, to quit, to renegotiate, to find a way to be where you are. Maybe it is a living situation that keeps them tethered to a place that is not your place, and they have already started looking at listings, at leases, at the logistics of moving their physical world closer to yours. Maybe it is a relationship, a friendship, a family tie, an alliance that has been draining their energy, demanding their loyalty, consuming their time without ever replenishing them. And they have already begun the process of drawing boundaries so hard and so final that the people on the other side are going to feel the impact like an earthquake. Maybe it is a habit, an addiction, a pattern of self-destruction that they have used to numb themselves, and they have decided that they cannot bring that poison into a space where you are the priority. They are cleaning house. They are burning the old contracts. They are canceling the subscriptions to every version of themselves that is not worthy of standing next to you. And they are doing it without telling you yet, because they want the transformation to be visible before they speak. They want to show up at your door not with promises, but with proof, not with words, but with a life that has been fundamentally rearranged to make room for you at the center. I want you to feel the magnitude of being someone's priority, because I do not think you have ever let yourself feel it. I think you have been someone's option for so long that you have mistaken option for normal. You have mistaken inconsistency for chemistry. You have mistaken being squeezed into someone's schedule for being love. You have mistaken the crumbs of attention for a full meal. And Virgo, that is not your fault. You give so much. You care so deeply. You show up so completely that the people who receive your energy often forget to ask if you are receiving theirs. They assume you are fine because you are so good at being fine. They assume you do not need priority status because you never demand it. You are so self-sufficient, so capable, so quietly magnificent at handling your own life that people look at you and think Virgo does not need to be a priority. Virgo is fine on their own, and you have let them think that. You have worn your independence like armor. You have held your own hand so tightly that other people forgot they were supposed to hold it too. You have been your own emergency contact, your own biggest supporter, your own loudest cheerleader, and in the process, you have trained the world to treat you like an accessory rather than a necessity. But this person who has just made the huge decision, they see through that armor. They see the child inside you who still wants to be chosen first. They see the heart inside you that still flinches when someone says maybe instead of yes. They see the soul inside you that has been waiting patiently, diligently, without complaint for someone to finally look at the entire buffet of their life and say, I do not need to taste anything else. I choose this. I choose Virgo every day, first, always, before everything else. And that is exactly what they have decided. They have decided to choose you the way you have always chosen everyone else. Fully, completely, without reservation, without a backup plan, without one foot out the door, without the safety net of other options. They have decided to make you the answer to every question, the destination of every journey, the reason behind every sacrifice. And that decision is going to manifest in ways that are going to make you cry. Let me tell you what priority looks like when it is enacted by someone who has truly decided. It looks like them clearing their weekend before they even know if you are free, because your availability is the only schedule that matters. It looks like them introducing you to the people who matter most to them, not as an afterthought, but as the main event. It looks like them defending your name in rooms you are not in, shutting down gossip, correcting misunderstandings, drawing lines in the sand that say, if you do not respect Virgo, you do not respect me. It looks like them remembering the small things, not because they have a good memory, but because everything about you has been moved to the VIP section of their mind. The way you take your coffee, the name of your childhood pet, the story about your mother that you told them once when you were tired and vulnerable, the fear you whispered about at 2 in the morning, the dream you mentioned in passing, all of it, cataloged, protected, prioritized. It looks like them making financial decisions with you in mind, saving differently, spending differently, investing in a future that has your name on the deed. It looks like them making health decisions with you in mind, wanting to live longer because you are the reason living matters. It looks like them making spiritual decisions with you in mind, praying for you, meditating on you, aligning their soul with yours in ways that are invisible but absolute. Priority is not a word they say. Priority is a life they build, and they are building it right now. while you sleep, while you work, while you doubt, while you wonder if they are ever going to show up the way you need them to. They are already showing up. They are just doing the heavy lifting in the dark, so that when they finally step into the light, the structure they have built around you is too solid to be shaken. And Virgo, here is the part that is going to test you. Because when this person emerges from their process of transformation, when they finally present themselves to you as the version of themselves who has made you the priority, you are going to be tempted to push them away. Not because you do not want them, but because you do not trust it. Because being a priority feels dangerous to you. It feels like a setup. It feels like the higher they lift you, the farther you have to fall. You have been conditioned to believe that love is safe only when it is uncertain, that devotion is real only when it is hard won, that if someone makes it look easy, they must be faking it. You are going to look at their cleared schedule, their rearranged life, their unwavering attention, and your first instinct is going to be to look for the flaw, to test them, to create a problem just to see if they will stick around, to ask for space just to see if they will respect it, or if they will disappear like everyone else did when you finally asked for what you needed. You are going to want to punish them for not making you a priority sooner, even though the timing of their decision was governed by forces you could not see. You are going to want to protect yourself by rejecting them before they can reject you. And I am begging you, Virgo, I am begging you on every altar of love that ever existed, do not do it. Do not sabotage this. Do not let your fear of being a priority destroy the one thing you have been praying for. When they show up with their heart in their hands and their life reorganized around you, you take it. You take it gently. You take it gratefully. You take it with the understanding that this is not a trick. This is not a test. This is the answer. This is the huge decision. This is the moment your soul has been waiting for through every lonely night, every disappointed hope, every time you told yourself that maybe you were asking for too much. You were not asking for too much. You were asking for exactly this. And it is here. I want to talk about the conversation that is coming, because it is going to be the conversation that changes everything. It is not going to be dramatic. It is not going to be a movie scene with rain and violins. It is going to be quiet. It is going to be them looking at you with eyes that have seen the truth and cannot unsee it. It is going to be them saying something like, I have been thinking a lot about everything, about us, about my life, and I need you to know that you are it for me. You are the person I want to build around. I have made some decisions, big ones, and they all lead to you. And the words might stumble, they might not be poetic, they might be interrupted by their own emotion, by the enormity of what they are admitting, by the terror of being so vulnerable in front of someone who matters this much. But the substance will be undeniable. The substance will be a life laid at your feet, not as a sacrifice, not as a burden, but as an offering, as a gift, as the only thing they have that is worthy of what you give to the world simply by existing in it. And when that conversation happens, you are going to feel something unlock in your chest. A door that has been locked since childhood. A door behind which you have been keeping your deepest hope, the hope that someone would finally see you clearly enough to make you their reason. And the key to that door is their decision. It is the decision to prioritize you above everything else that used to compete for their attention. It is the decision to stop treating you like a chapter and start treating you like the plot. It is the decision to burn every bridge that leads away from you and to plant flowers on every path that leads back. But let me also prepare you for the aftermath, because being someone's priority is a responsibility, not a burden, but a responsibility. It means that your well-being now directly affects their well-being. It means that your choices have weight in their world that they did not have before. It means that when you are distant, they feel it like a physical injury. When you are happy, they feel it like medicine. When you are uncertain, they feel it like an earthquake. And that level of attunement can feel like pressure if you are not used to it. You are used to being the one who adjusts, the one who accommodates, the one who makes herself smaller so that other people do not have to stretch. But in this new configuration, you do not have to shrink. You do not have to apologize for taking up space. You do not have to minimize your needs so that they remain manageable. You get to be full size. You get to have needs. You get to have bad days. You get to be complicated. You get to be a priority in all your messy, demanding, glorious humanity. And they have decided with their huge decision that they can handle it, that they want to handle it. That handling you in all your beautiful complexity is the most important job they will ever have. Not because you are a job, but because you are the joy. You are the point. You are the reason the alarm clock rings in the morning and the reason the bed feels like home at night. So here is what you do. While you wait for the evidence of this decision to arrive in your physical reality, you prepare your heart. You clean out the closet where you have been storing your old fears about not being enough. You throw away the belief that you are too much. You dust off the part of you that knows how to be loved. Because Virgo, you do know how. You have just been waiting for someone worthy of the version of you that knows how to receive. You start acting like the priority you are about to become. You start treating your own time with respect. You start saying no to the things that drain you. You start saying yes to the things that nourish you. You start moving through your life with the posture of someone who has already been chosen, because the decision has been made. The universe has already recorded it in the permanent ink of destiny. And the lag between the spiritual decision and the physical manifestation is just the time it takes for the human world to catch up with what the soul has already concluded. You are not waiting to be chosen. You are waiting for the chosen one to finish packing. You are waiting for the architect to finish the blueprints. You are waiting for the traveler to finish the journey to your door. But the destination is set. The compass is locked. The ticket has your name on it, and the train is moving. I want you to imagine your life 30 days from now. The conversation has happened. The decision has been spoken. The rearrangement is visible. Their life now overlaps with yours in ways that are concrete, daily, undeniable. You wake up and they are there, or they are on their way, or they have already sent the message that starts your day with the knowledge that you are the first thought, the first priority, the first name on their lips. You go through your day with a background hum of security that you have never felt before. Not because you are dependent, not because you are weak, but because you are finally tethered to someone who is not going to drift, who is not going to ghost, who is not going to make you wonder, who is not going to treat you like an option they can pick up and put down according to their mood. You are tethered to someone who has decided, and that decision is a fortress around your peace. You make plans and they show up. You express a need and they meet it. You share a fear and they hold it. You reveal a dream and they build it. And slowly, Virgo, slowly but surely, the anxiety that has been your constant companion begins to dissolve. Not because the world is perfect, but because your place in it is finally secure. You are no longer a guest in other people's lives, hoping not to overstay your welcome. You are the resident. You are the priority. You are the home that someone has decided to never leave. And the people who used to treat you like an option, they are going to notice the change. They are going to see the shift in your energy. They are going to see that you no longer answer their texts with the urgency of someone who is starving for attention. They are going to see that you no longer rearrange your schedule to accommodate their last minute availability. They are going to see that you are no longer waiting in the wings of their life, holding a script you never got to read. And they are going to be confused. They are going to be upset. They are going to try to reclaim the space they used to occupy in your life, not because they value you, but because they hate seeing you valued by someone else. Do not let them back in. Do not let their sudden interest distract you from the person who has actually made the decision. The priority does not compete with the option. The king does not negotiate with the jester. You have been upgraded. You have been promoted. You have been moved to the penthouse of someone's heart, and the view from up there does not include the basement dwellers who used to make you feel small. Let them miss you. Let them wonder. Let them watch from a distance as you thrive in the light of a love that finally chose you first. Virgo, someone has made a huge decision about you. They have decided that you are their priority. They have decided that every other thing in their life is secondary to the privilege of loving you, knowing you, building with you, and growing old in your orbit. They have decided that the world can wait, that the distractions can fade, that the old versions of themselves can die as long as the new version gets to stand beside you. They have decided that you are the prize, the goal, the destination, the answer. And that decision is irreversible. It is already done. It is already written in the stone of their soul. And very soon, the evidence of that decision is going to arrive at your door, in your inbox, in your arms, in your life. And you are going to have to decide if you are ready to be what they have already decided you are. The most important thing in their world, say yes. Say yes before your fear talks you out of it. Say yes while your hands are still shaking. Say yes because you have been the priority of your own life for long enough. It is time to let someone else share the weight. It is time to let someone else lead with their love. It is time to be chosen fully, finally, forever. If you felt the truth of this message settle into your bones like a promise that has finally been kept, if you know that you are done being an option, if you are ready to be the priority that someone has already decided you are, I want you to claim it right now. Drop a comment below and write, I am the priority. Let the universe hear your acceptance. Let your own heart record this moment as the day you stopped settling for less than the crown. And if this reading found you at the exact moment you needed to know that someone has finally chosen you first, subscribe for more messages that speak the truth your soul has been waiting to hear. The decision is made. The life is rearranged. The priority is you, And Virgo, that is exactly how it always should have been. Welcome home.